we are approaching the end of life as we know it. Is it possible that it is not a malevolent catastrophe? Could it be a moment of, if I could put it this way, the one heart? What is being asked of us? What would, for us to respond with great intelligence and great heart, what would that look like?
That's the question?
That's the question.
Wow. That's a great question.
It's a great situation.
It is a great situation. Well, that tends to be when we human beings, if we're going to transform, if there's going to be any kind of an awakening for us individually or collectively, it often happens when time runs out, right? When time runs out, when, as we heard yesterday, beautiful woman talking about, many, many years on a spiritual path with a particular teacher, and then being sort of despondent of, well, that's all came to nothing, and there's nowhere else to go, and I can't even believe in another teacher, and I'm at the end of my tether and at the end of my line, and in that kind of situation, which that's sort of a spiritual crisis point, of which, of course, most people will just spin off of it and find something else to do instead of staying with it. But so whether it's individually or collectively, whenever we get to serious crisis points, the possibility of a real transformation rises exponentially. For better, unfortunately, there's absolutely no guarantee that it will happen.
So far, we seem to be responding very mentally and physically to it.
Yes. A lot of fear, and then greed, something's going to happen, so I'm going to make sure I have enough of mine. But that's also to be expected. That's also to be expected, because that's how the egoic mind tends to respond to crisis. For its first mode of response is alarm, fear, boundary lines, mine and yours, you're a bad guy, I'm a good guy, you're responsible, or, oh my God, we've all got to hurry up because otherwise the earth, we're going to all die. Personally, I find great comfort in the fact that if nature deems that the experiment called humanity hasn't worked out well, it'll do away with it. I mean, I'm not hoping that happens, but it's kind of nice, well, if we become that damaging, nature will just go, well, that didn't work. Yeah, as it has done with almost every other species that has ever walked on the globe. Don't misunderstand me. I don't hope that'll happen, because I know there'll be a lot of suffering and bloodshed and terrible things that go along with that. But nonetheless, we don't have to worry ultimately, relatively yes, ultimately no, about life. Life will do fine. Life will exterminate human beings if they no longer serve it. Boom. It's done it over and 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 over through history. When it stops serving life, life goes, thank you very much, you're done. But that's okay, because life just continues. It's whole. But here we are, and I don't think anybody that has any sanity or isn't just going into some sort of spiritual bypass, I think anybody that would just say what I just said and then say, oh, well, we'll just turn on our TV and see how it all ends up, is a ridiculous, unconscious response to life also. It's just that if we realize that, it can provide a certain lack of fear. And maybe we can respond to something in some way other than fear. You see?
Yes.
But, as I said, for better or worse, there isn't any secret. There's nothing that we can give humanity that will say, here, humanity, listen to this, do this, and you'll awaken at the last minute, or we'll all change at the last minute, we'll transform, and the day will be saved. It doesn't work collectively that way any more than it works individually. You can't tell it even to a human being, can you? Not with any honesty. You can't go to a human being and say, here is my teaching, ingest it, and I will guarantee you awakening. The only person that does that is a total phony, because they're selling something that they don't have. It doesn't work that way. Transformation has never worked that way. It's something that often comes from inside when we start to run out of options. And it comes maybe also out of a concern or a love. Something that impels our consciousness beyond fear of what might happen, even beyond fear when you start to realize there's no time for fear anymore. The time is way too late to respond from fear. That's not an intelligent response. So you even go beyond fear. And you see, it's a paradigm shift, isn't it?
Yes.
A shift in one's consciousness, individually and collectively. And I think what makes it even more potent, as there's no guarantee to it, you see? If we think there's a guarantee, then we all go to sleep. Like, in the year 2012, we're going to reach, the point of where enough people are awake that they're just going to pull everybody along with them, and we're all going to awaken into oneness. And it's a nice selling point, but you just kind of great, that's beautiful, wonderful. Wow, I'll wait till 2012, or whatever it is. I mean, these things have been around forever, haven't they? Yeah. Forever they've been around. When it's all something's going to happen tomorrow. We love being the part of what's going to happen tomorrow, don't we? We love being a part of what's going to happen, something beautiful that's going to happen tomorrow. We don't really like to be part of what's happening now. No, tomorrow, I'm involved in what's going to happen tomorrow. Now, I'm waiting for tomorrow. Now, if there's no tomorrow, then there's only this now. As long as we have tomorrow, transformation rarely happens when there's any sense of tomorrow. When tomorrow runs out.
Do you have a sense of some kind of reflection in what's happening?
Can you explain that?
Not really. Sort of deductive reasoning, if it's all one. I don't know what I'm saying here. That there's a heartfulness in what's in this imminent catastrophe. There's a heartfulness in it. There's something that we are not separate from, and that is responding. That's part of us. I'm just groping here.
Yeah, well, that's what you feel inside yourself. You feel that. You feel that.
We're not separate.
That's right.
That it is a response.
That's right.
That's a heartful response.
That's
yes,
the point.
That's my sense.
That's right. There can be a heartful response, again, not a response that comes out of fear.
But I'm saying it itself, the catastrophe itself, is a heartful response.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, look at one's even personal lives, Most of us, I don't know about all of you, but I think the majority of us take us our biggest leaps in consciousness through some of the most difficult experiences. We don't like it that way. We're always trying to avoid difficulty. But if you look back over your life, often you go through, gosh, I went through that, and whatever it was. I went through this catastrophic divorce, or my parent died, or a loved one. And, some people, of course, get buried by those kind of things. But I think many of us human beings, we realize the greatest leaps in our consciousness often is propelled by sometimes great moments of suffering. the more conscious we get, the less suffering we need to transform. We only need suffering to the extent that we are unconscious or stubborn. But that's why the more conscious you get, you look back, and even the most difficult things that ever happened, you see, it's not like I'd want to repeat it, but you look back and you go, there was also something amazing happening, something incredible, right? It wasn't all just catastrophe. There was some real goodness at work that we often don't even want to acknowledge. Do you know? There was some great goodness at work. So there's some great goodness at work in everything that's happening. Even in this potential catastrophe that we seem to be absolutely dead set on running headlong into as fast as we possibly can, there seems to be also something potentially, not guaranteed, but potentially, I mean, it's enlivening, right? It gets people to ask deep questions. Right? It gets them to realize we've run out of time not to be awake or simply not to love. There's no time. You know, when you've got an hour, a week to live, it's like there's no time to hold resentments anymore. It's all there is time is to open up and to love. Do you know?
Yes.
So we'll all meet death one way or another. And death is just nothing more than the illusion that we have time runs out. And there's a tremendous potential that happens when the illusion of time runs out, isn't there? Mm-hmm. When you see people who are dying, I mean, some of them struggle all the way to the end, and some of them, there's this great transformation that happens in the last days or weeks or months because there's no time left. Yes. And that seems like harsh, doesn't it? No time. You're going to die. Sorry to have to inform you, you know? And it seems harsh and almost cruel that life would do that, and yet there's a whole other side to it. There's absolute beauty to it. There's an amazing opportunity. There's often the most intense blossoming of love when people get near that point. And so collectively we seem hell-bent on getting ourselves to that point as quickly as possible. And we'll see what happens.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's not all, I don't see it at all negative at all. You never know.